Hey, welcome to Flexible Dieting Consultant to Masher. I'm going to take you through a very basic template on how to hit your macros when you're first jumping into a flexible dieting lifestyle. We're going to keep it simple, so we're going to have as few ingredients as possible, and we're going to repeat meals to keep it as thoughtless as possible and just get ourselves into a good rhythm of knowing what we're going to eat, planning what we're going to eat, executing, and then from that point we can start adding new ingredients and enjoying some of the flexible part of flexible dieting lifestyle. But let's jump right into it. All right, so here we go. So I've created a fake athlete that needs 175 grams of protein, 300 carbs, and 70 grams of fat to accomplish what he or she is trying to accomplish, performance-wise, body recomposition, whatever. So what I've got here is I went to the grocery store and got some very basic whole food ingredients with one supplement, also the whey protein, and then here I've included superfoods. I wanted to keep this as simple as possible. Obviously you're going to be eating vegetables, hopefully you're eating vegetables, but for the superfoods here, I'm going to hit my micronutrients with the superfoods. This isn't going to be an exact process. This is a blueprint of how to hit a day of eating, so I didn't want to make it any more complicated by adding a bunch of different fruits and vegetables. So this is very basic, boiled down how we're going to hit our macros for the day. So the first thing here, sort of to tackle breakfast, I've got eggs and oats. The next thing we talked about are repeatable meals, lean beef and brown rice. Those are going to be the staples of both lunch and dinner. And then we've got, as I mentioned, whey protein. This is going to help out with the post and pre-workout nutrition, along with a bag of apples. And then I've listed out the macronutrients here for each of these ingredients. And then from here, it just ends up being a puzzle of how do I filter these into different serving sizes, into buckets across meals to hit these numbers here. And I'll do some, I'll draw this out and then I'll show you how I did it here in just a second. Alright, so I've taken our core ingredients in the grocery store and structured them into meals here. So what I've done here is I've got my breakfast here. I took 2 eggs and 2 servings of oats, presuming that we cooked the eggs in fat-free cooking spray. Same thing with the beef here. For lunch, got 6 ounces of beef. I should have mentioned that here that I drew out the macros for 6 ounces of beef. 2 servings of brown rice. Then we get in the middle of the day before we head out for our workout. We throw down a scoop of whey and an apple, and then we repeat the same thing after our workout. An apple and some whey, get some sugar and protein into the system afterwards. And then our meal, which is a replica of our lunch, 6 ounces of beef and 2 servings of rice. So that was sort of our first pass of these core ingredients. We get pretty close right off the bat here. We end up with 50 grams of fat, 262 grams of carbohydrate, and 164 grams of protein. Obviously those are short of where we want to be, but that's actually where we want to be. We want to plan out and know where we're going to land and then make adjustments as we need to. It's no bueno if we go and eat everything and we plug it in and we find out we're 15 grams over in fat and we've gone over in sugar and so forth, and we don't really have a path forward to be dialed in for that day. So right off the bat, you can find some pretty easy ways to go from 50 grams of fat to 70 with your rice. Cook with add some olive oil with that. That's an easy way. If you're having cream with your coffee in the morning, so that's a real simple fix to get from 50 to 70. Here, 38 grams of carbohydrate remaining. Another piece of fruit during the day at some point, a banana, whatever is going to get you there. And then it looks like you have about 10 additional grams of protein that you need to get to. Depending on what you did to get some additional fat and carbs, there may be some ancillary protein that already kicked in there, but you could always add a little bit more whey protein. But this would be a really easy gap to close, and this is about as simple as it gets. I'll have one more clip here to show you how we turn this basic template into something where you're not eating the same thing every day. So what we got here is our basic templates, and then items we could duplicate any of these. So maybe oats, you got stone ground grits and cereal across it. Any of these, you start thinking in terms of the basic template, and you say, oh, well, how do I modify that so that I'm not eating the same thing every day? So just keep in mind, you sort of think of things as having certain macronutrient profiles, things that are high in protein, things that are high in slower burning carbohydrates, you know, something that's going to give you some quick sugars pre and post workout, sources of protein, you know, other sources of carbohydrate and so forth. But pretty quickly, you know, as you get comfortable with the basic template, you start introducing you know, more ingredients to give you some variety so you don't get sick of it. And you know, obviously what we touched on earlier, the superfoods, once you replace those with vegetables and you're adding a lot of volume to your menus without a lot of you know, caloric load, you end up you're able to add you know, a lot of variety to your meals to you know, to augment the basic template and not go crazy. So that's it. If you got any questions, send me an email at asher@flexibledietingconsultants.com. Or post on our Facebook or on this video. But until next time, thanks for being with us.